Good afternoon. I am back in Bishop Stortford, sort of my adopted hometown, and I want to take you around here. But first I'll show you where I'm staying, which is a flat in where I used to stay, but this is the guest flat. This is nicer than the flat that I was staying in here. And this, I'll just give you a quick tour. It's just a studio, but it's only costing me £15 a night, which is a bargain. So basically, I haven't spent much at all since I've been here. It's been cheaper than staying in the Philippines. So I'll give you a quick tour. This is a view of, well, it's the children's playground. It's Castle Park, and that will go into there just now. So there's a lovely little patio here. Basically all you've got is the kiddies playing, but it's a decent size anyway. You've got the basic kitchen there, bed, TV doesn't work, which is fine, that's absolutely fine. And there's a little wardrobe, a little cupboard, there's blankets here, there's plenty of blankets and duvets, but I'm using my own. And there's storage there. This is where it's just a heater, water heater. This is the bathroom. This doesn't work, so I have to shave and I have to brush my teeth in the kitchen. And it's got quite a nice shower. The towels over it. There's a nice powerful shower, and we're gonna get without sweating. And I did a park run as a marshal this morning, so I volunteered, and it was nice seeing all the people that I used to know and used to run with there. And it was nice being back. So this is the complex overall. It used to be a grain silo, you can see up there. So all the balconies used to be warehouses for grain, or storage units for grain. So we'll go down into the park. Lockie is still missing. So I just want to tell you a few things about my impressions coming back here to England. It's been a week and a bit, and I'm falling in love with England again. Well, this is a really nice weather. It could have been. It was pretty cold when I first came here, but it definitely warmed up. And it really is probably the last of the sort of sun you'd see. You won't see that much more. It's towards the end of September, so there won't be many more days like this. And they've really improved this park. So we've got a bit about the history of the park, a map of it, Wakemoor Castle, which you'll see just now, and a bit of the river. And there's a cafe here as well. So this is the River Stort. It goes from here, it joins up the Lee River towards London. I've walked to the whole length of it, but not in one walk. There's a lovely big kiddies playground. This is the block where I just came from, where I'm staying. So this is all new. this walkway up here, over the, and the bridge over the river. There was a very small, narrow bridge before. This is the bandstand. When they have things here, they usually use the bandstand for music. And this field is called Sworder's Field, which is something to do with the swordsman from the castle. They probably used to practice on this field. I can't be too sure, but I can look it up and put it underneath. So over there, there's a splash pool, which is open. There's a few kids in there. Lovely in the summer. So it cools all the kids. It's just for kids. There's no swimming in there. It just cools them down. We're coming up to the War Memorial. As I said, it's given me a chance to reflect on the Philippines, what I liked and what I didn't like, and compare it to here. So the great thing about being back here, one of the great things is being able to have a conversation, to be able to speak to people and be understood, and they understand me, I understand them. Oh, this is the War Memorial. So every town's got a War Memorial. This is the Bishop Stortford one, and you see the names will be written on there of the dead in the World Wars, both First and the Second World Wars, and they've done it up very, very nice. And this was the water fountain that was up the hill, not far from here. That was at the crossroads. It's called Hockrell Street, and that's the original water fountain. It was somewhere else, and they've found a home for it here, and they've just preserved it. It's a nice little bit of history. There's a picture of where it was. This is the original one. And it's great that they keep things like this as historic sites, or a bit of history. Obviously people used to go and get water there, drinking water. There was no water in their houses, so they had to come down to communal fountains. There's quite a lot still in London, and they probably queued up with whatever they needed, buckets and stuff, to get water. It wasn't really for washing, it was for drinking water. So this is a new cafe with terrace, park and kitchen. Very nice new addition. It hasn't been opened for long, I don't think. So nice open areas to eat in, with umbrellas. Very nice. So this is Wakemore Castle up there. Well, what's left of it? Not much is left of it. But before, when I was here before, there was no access to it. This gate was always closed, and it just wasn't as open. It was a bit more closed in, because there was a hedge all around here, and it was just a bit rough. So this is what it used to look like. So you can climb up there, it's not that far. I think I'll do it. I'm going to turn you off, climb up there, and we can see a view from the top. So this is where the castle would have stood. You see there's a few walls left. just a few battlements, and there's a plaque here explaining what it is. So this was a sunken room here. There's not really much up here, just the outer walls really, and not much of them. A nice view from up here. You can see the river going through there. You can't really, but it's not far away. There's what would have been another sunken room. On this side, there's a railway line a little bit over there. So the river was the moat for the castle. So the moat, you could see the sort of pattern. The moat went all the way around it, and it protected the castle from invaders. I don't know whether the invaders would have come. I don't think there's much to invade here. Oh, here's a view from up the top here. It's quite a nice view. It's still not above the trees, so it's not really a bird's eye view, unless you've got low flying birds. Look. Right, I'm going to put you also on hold. Right, this is where the river gets a bit wider, and you can walk along the towpath here. So hopefully we'll see a few swans. It's quite clear as well, the water's quite clear.
No, she said that in.
These are canal boats moored up here. Lots of people live in those. It's possible, but it would be a bit cold in the winter. It'd be nice to live in them in the summertime. So they buy the whole boats, and some of them move from place to place really, because there's enough canals in the country to connect everyone. So, as I was saying, there's certain things that I do miss about the Philippines. I miss the weather, I miss going to the beaches, miss the swimming, and yeah, just the general atmosphere, just feeling like a millionaire on beer money. But here it's just a tradition, it's just a history, it's just the old buildings. Well, it's a lot of things. So I've been working for a week in Tunbridge Wells, where in my old job, and I've really been enjoying it. It's nice to have my car as well, get a bit of independence. I went to visit a couple this morning. Unfortunately the day hasn't been perfect, so this morning I did part run as a marshal. It's good. And then I visited a couple I used to know from my church. They had a lovely visit there. Then the bad thing about today is I went to watch football. Went to the pub to watch football. We lost 3-0, and there wasn't much excitement from my side. But it was nice sitting in a pub having a pint. I only had one pint. So the nice thing is you're relating to people, you're speaking, not only speaking your language, but you can understand each other, you can have a conversation, whereas in the Philippines I can't really do that. There's one for sale here, 67,995. That's a big one. So on the other side of these flats is the centre of town, which I'll bring you to now. Oh, this is new. The Waterside Stortford mural. This is very nice. There's big bees. A big bird, I don't know if it might be a kingfisher. There's the church. Oh yeah, I've got to go up to the church later on. So carry on. Poppy. And I'm really enjoying being back. In fact, oh, here's one for 24,500. It looks a bit older. Still a big boat. Got heating on it. You can see through the windows. It's big enough. Oh, it is. There's the kitchens there. Obviously, no one's living on it. Let's see if I can go down the steps to get a better view. I don't think I can really. So this goes for miles. You can walk here for miles. I like to do running along here as well. Eventually you get out to another road and you cross the road and you're a bit off grid, you're in forests. You've got no people there. So, some drunks there. Okay, we're going to go to the main road and then go up to the church. So this is like a boating house. So the boats stop here, they moor here, and they can get water from this point here. I've seen them do it. So if they need anything, they've got to provide things for the boat. I don't know what's going on here. What's going on here? Pun?
Harassing the kids.
Oh, is he a bit? Oh, he's got a bottle in his hand. He doesn't look too. He looks. I'll cut that bit out. Thanks, guys. See ya. So it's a nice riverside pub, Rose and Crown. I don't think I've ever been in that one. Bishop Stortford station is just around the corner there. I see this air hostess, and I've forgotten to tell you this. Bishop Stortford is very close to Stansted Airport, and Stansted is the home to Ryanair really. So any Ryanair flights, they go all over the country So that's a lovely thing about living here. You can just get a bus from the airport to here, and you can go to any destination. Well, lots and lots of destinations. Probably over 100. You can be in a different atmosphere within a couple of hours. So it's really, really nice. So we're going over this narrow. This bridge was a bit narrower, and they've done like a widening of it.
You got vlogging, son?
Yeah. I think this is a bit of a. This factory over there is a flour factory, Allison's. It's a bit ugly, but it is flour. Down there's the Witherspoons. Let's see if I can go down that one. So this is our local Witherspoons, Port Jackson. I must admit it's one of the nicest Witherspoons I've been to. It's got a lovely outside area here. Little guy, you can even feed the swans on the river from here. And as it's on a really nice day and it's a Saturday, it's pretty crowded. And at Skew, I've never been to that restaurant. It looks like there's a wedding reception there. So this is where the river sort of splits off into a little tributary. 24 miles the river Stort, and it says here the source is in Clavering in Essex. So I've never been to the source. That's a fairly long way away. It's just nice to sit down with a pint, watch the river and watch the rich people on the other side. Some interesting, there's a history of Stortford at the side of Marks and Spencer's. Oh, they've closed that door. That used to be a way in. Maybe people went out and stole a bit too much. So this is Jackson Square. The Witherspoons is called the Port Jackson. I think it's to do with Australia. I can look that one up. And this is Jackson Square, which is the shopping centre. It's a mall, not quite as fancy as the malls in the Philippines, but it's all right. It's got all you need, and it's got a big Sainsbury's in there, and quite a big car park underneath. So a lovely Marks and Spencer's here. Got a food hall. Oh, your normal. It's a small one. So this is a Bishop Stortford mural. This basically tells the story of the town in mural form. It was embroidered. So someone from the local embroiderers guild found a wealth of historic and interesting buildings. So here's the castle, their imagination of the castle, the mills. There were mills at the side of the river because the river was a way of bringing in goods from all sorts of places. So from London, they would get goods up the river, and they'd have mills at the side. They didn't walk that far along the river. So there's a windmill. This windmill is not far from here, and some of the old houses. That's enough. I wish I'd put some. So they're just showing the pictures. They don't put. Oh yeah, at the end there. At the end there's an explanation for it all. So this will be, I don't know, Victorian, Edwardian days, because of the way they're dressed up. Really interesting. So the original must be somewhere. There's the War Memorial. This is Empire Picture Palace. Stortford Corner. I don't know where they get all these things from. King's Cottages. Oh yeah, they're still there. So this basically goes from historical and it comes up to more or less the present day. So this is a little bit outside of Stortford. Right, and this is what the panels. This is what the panels are. So it goes from the beginning. We went through it in the right order. So the beginning is on the left, and this is the modern day is 1930 to 1990. Right. Let's leave history behind. Here's the main road. The High Street. You'd call it the High Street. Quite a few charity shops here. There's probably at least 10. And loads of coffee shops, card shops, bookshops. They've got it's as much as you'd need in a town. Our pie and mash shop. £5 for pie and mash plus tea and coffee.
The next bus. I don't know why.
British Heart Foundation, another charity shop. It's quite a small one. This is a nice shop. Each 17. It's like a food market inside. So it's all different little shops for cooking food, and you can choose what you want. You can see them from here. You can choose what shop you want to go to, what little stall, and then you can just go and eat it here. And here there's a lot of seats up there. Feta manger, which is everywhere. Nando's. We're coming to what would be the centre of town. It's called Market Square. It's very small, just where markets would have been held.
And then we can decide. Yeah.
Ye old sweet shop. Try and make it look old, but it isn't. It's a shame there's vans parked here. They used to have flowers here. There's the flowers. So they have a market here on a Saturday and a Thursday, if it hasn't changed. So this is the square for the market, and it's got a little signboard up there. The Market Square. So it used to have a Thursday market, used to have a cattle market here as well. A lot of towns used to have them. And there's a sign explaining everything. So it's nice that they've got still lots of signs up and lots of information, and it hasn't been tampered with. It hasn't had graffiti all over it. So we're going to go up to the main church. Where I'm standing is a corn exchange. It's actually a betting exchange now. But I used to trade corn in this building, and I've seen pictures of Stortford from the past where this was like the main building. A bit of a tourist information place. We do get tourists here. Right, I'm going to walk up the hill now. So this is the parish church. Complete with those graveyards. It's an interest. I think this is the oldest building in Stortford. The Boar's Head. Wasn't always like that, but it looks like most of the original outside looks pretty original. So there's a few buildings like that down this road. That's the police station.
If you want to wait, I'll do the movie like later.
So I'm gonna go. Let's see if we can quickly go in. Then we'll go to the side. Alright. John 1:5, the light shines in the darkness. I think this is St. Michael's. Oh, St. Michael's, yeah. Let's quickly check it out. It looks like the weather's going to change pretty soon. But it's been a glorious few days. The whole week has been really pretty well like this. This is the inside of St Michael's, the parish church for Bishop Stortford. You can smell the incense. I'm the only one in here. As usually, most of these churches are pretty well the same, with the names of the people who have, the parishioners who have passed away at the side. Don't know if there's any famous people here. I can look that up and put it down in the comments. So find a little bit of information about this church. It's a lady chapel, sort of a private chapel for prayer. Unlike Philippines, there's not people sitting in here to get out of the sun. So I'm going to London tomorrow. I might be able to cover that. To run a 10k, which I haven't done for a long time. I'm going to be with my brother and his wife, so it's Ian and Angela, and we're going to go to the club afterwards. I'm meeting a friend of mine. We'll all go to the club. Hopefully we're meeting Bev, who's a very nice person, and we're going to have some lunch together. So that's tomorrow. I might take you along. I'll see what transpires. Right. It definitely feels like it's going to be a bit of change. Now, let's see. Come up. See the height of it from here. Time is pretty good on that clock. So this is an interesting road. It's called Wind Hill. And it's a very, very wide road, so I should think they needed that width to take horses and carriages down here. Obviously they put pavement. It's not as wide as it was, but you can see how far the houses are from each other. There's a Catholic church down here. There's another information board. It's great that they've got information boards all around the town. So you imagine this without any cars and the way it was all those years ago when it was all built. It would stay on that board. So it only goes a little way. It goes as far as that White House in the distance. And then there's this traffic circle. So this is the Catholic Church, St Joseph's and the English Martyrs. There was a wedding here. Funny they don't do that in the Philippines with confetti. It's a nice touch for a wedding. So you get the idea of what the church looks like. There's a lady in there. I don't want to disturb her. Let's have a look at that information board again. There's some really beautiful houses around here. That one is really set back from the main road. Stunning, isn't it? A lovely garden, the way they've kept it. Right, oh, it's 1906, the Catholic Church. The Boar's Head was a coaching inn and dates from the 16th century. It was owned by the church. Being the fireplace have been removed from the rood school in St Michael. Oh, so some of that Boar's Head has been taken from their church. Okay, a little bit of information. I think this is one of the nicest parts of Stortford. One of the quietest parts, when we go down here, is the Monastery Park. It's just a very nice place to go for a stroll, and there's usually not many people down here. Some of these are very old gravestones, but they've kept it well. They've kept the grass cut. It looks pretty neat. There's a view from the side of the. It looks a pretty castle-like, with the turrets